Hour being 7:30, we can start the Board of Health meeting for the 12th of April. We normally start off with a little bit of a COVID update, and I could pass it over to Melissa if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. Thank you, Rich. So a little bit of a brief update. I was able to email the board an update in numbers. We are seeing a slight increase in the positivity rate. However, it's nothing substantial and obviously nowhere near where we were in the beginning of this year. We are still continuing to do those COVID-19 clinics. We have a nice setup at the old town hall building. So those are standing clinics on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Should anyone be listening now and be interested in getting a first dose, second dose, or a booster, we do have the Pfizer for those 12 and older, and then we do have the Moderna for those 18 and older. So those clinics will stand for as long as we need them to be there. Trish is getting definitely an influx of interested individuals now because of the booster. If you are interested, you can either contact the health department. We do have it on our Facebook page as well as the town website. So there's a QR code that provides the link to sign up. It's through the same color program that we utilize for their other clinics. So it's pretty user friendly, but if there's anyone out there that potentially doesn't have access to the computer, we have no problem signing up for you. So we want to make it as easy as possible. And that's all I really have for an update.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Yeah, it's percentage-wise not drastically increasing, but I know it's something that's, I know we're working about it at my job, just the school vacations, both Massachusetts next week and then New Hampshire the following week are things that we're expecting spikes after. So that's what we're time we're living in. All right, so the next thing on our agenda, we have 2 animal permits, and Alice, I think you're probably here for one of them. Do we have anybody else that's on the line for the other permit?
Sorry, Rich, do you want to do the approval of the minutes first?
Yeah, the minutes.
Well, let's go right in order then. Let's do the approval of minutes. Sorry about that. I was excited about the animal permit. Any comments about the March 15th minutes?
So yes, I have a comment under the second motion under site plan approval 132, 136, and 140. So the motion reads, the Board of Health would like to recommend adequate lighting is provided. Rephrase that, like the Board of Health would like to recommend that adequate lighting is provided in the parking lot for added safety, and bike racks are added to promote healthy lifestyle for residents. If that's possible, Melissa. And then we can keep the recycling part as is.
Sure.
Thank you, Mona. Any other comments about the minutes? Then we will entertain a motion to accept the minutes for the March 15th meeting.
Okay, so I'll make a motion in regards to the minutes from the March 15, 2022 meeting. The Board of Health approves the minutes as amended.
Good, motion been made. Do we hear a second?
I'll second that.
Motion been made and seconded. Any other further comments? Case, we will vote. Mona?
Aye.
Stefan?
Aye.
On at this very moment.
Perfect. Okay. Then I will also support. So 3-0-0. Now we will jump into the animal permits a little minute early. We have 2 of them on the docket. The first one on the agenda is 20 Pilgrim Way. Do we have anybody on the call regarding this permit application?
So we do have the applicant, Allie Hamilton, on the call.
Allie, welcome to the Board of Health meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have the person who's opposing at all on the line? No, or she just send a letter?
I do not see them on the call. We only received the letter.
Okay.
And the letter was concern?
Was from Julianne Riley from 61 Polly Lane.
Gotcha.
And she was concerned about the foxes and the coyotes. That she was concerned that the chicken will attract more foxes and coyotes, and they already having a problem in that area, I believe.
Can I comment for a minute or?
Sure.
I've lived at the residence since 2001. And I will say that there's every wildlife in our backyard and has been foxes, coyotes, 6-buck deers we have had run through, hawks, raccoons. We're, right near the Bird Park Reservation. So we have seen every type of wildlife, 24 turkeys in the backyards for a long period of time.
And deers.
Lots of deer as well, yes.
So in this case, we have someone who's clearly opposed to. How would we take that? Do we take that into account as far as just our when we pass our motion, whether we put any weight in the objection? Is that the
So I think as a whole, the board's never not granted a permit, especially having to do with a smaller animal like a chicken. However, it could obviously be revoked at any point in time if something wasn't done properly. I do want to say, though, that for both of the animal permits up for on the agenda tonight, our animal inspectors was on the property, and they thought that both the setups were very nice and kind of went above and beyond. So.
Right. Any questions from the rest of the board for Ms. Hamilton?
I guess it's maybe more of a question for Melissa. If there's, has there ever been any issue with like wildlife trying to go after chickens or anything like that in the past?
Not to my understanding. And I think kind of like Ali said, I mean, the wildlife is all around us. We're kind of invading in their space. So I think it's not abnormal. And I think you'll see, I mean, animals that used to be scared to come close are now coming closer than ever. But I can't say it's pinpointed towards people having chickens on their properties. No.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I can give you a personal experience. We have chickens also. So there has always been animals in our backyard, and we actually did see a fox. The fox was actually more curious than anything. Was actually just sitting there just staring at the chickens for a while. Chickens started squawking, and the fox just ran away. So and we do have hawks, and it's always something we're more protective of the chickens because of the hawks. But yeah, I don't think we're getting away from any of that. And I don't imagine that it would cause more. They are penned. They're not free roaming. I guess if the point where they were taken multiple times, it became well known in the animal world that they're available for capture. That might change things, but knowing that your goal is to keep them and have them, keep them safe, I would imagine that they would be so. Any other questions for the applicant or about permits in general? Allison, anything for us? Any questions that we can?
No, I mean, we were just going through the process. It's kind of funny as I have the original kind of plans for our street. And the first paragraph is that what should be allowed on the street is private garages, stables, and hen houses. So it goes back to the original history of the street when it was built. They are more as pets for my kids. My daughter has them all treat trained and creates obstacle courses for them to try to get them to jump over her jumps and under. And they're not free ranged unless we are with them, because we don't want any of the animals or predators in the area to get any of them.
Good. All right. There seems like everything was provided. You did mention that the animal inspector did visit. No objections, no concerns from them.
That is correct.
Then in that case, we will entertain a motion if the board has one to present.
I'll make a motion in regards to the animal permit for 20 Pilgrim Way. The Board of Health approves the animal permit. We have no concerns at this present time.
I'll second that.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any other comments? Then we will take a vote regarding the animal permit for 20 Pilgrim Way. Mona,
Aye.
Stefan,
Aye.
and I also, and still no Carol. So 300, the permit has been approved.
Very much.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks, Ally.
If you can,
Thank you.
recommendation is to, if your neighbors are concerned about it, bring them some of the eggs when they start laying. They'll be very happy.
Good idea.
Yes.
Nothing better. Thank you much.
All right. Thank
All right, the next animal permit application on our agenda is for Mr. Gregory Manos, and I believe you are on the call.
I am, yes.
Great. Is there anybody else that's on the call that's regarding this permit application?
No, we don't have anyone else for this permit application on the call.
Perfect. Okay.
Anyone
On
opposed? Everyone alert, all the abutters.
All of
notified?
the butters were notified, and similar to the previous animal permit, the animal inspector was definitely pleased with the setup that Greg had and gave their blessings.
Excellent.
and no comments or concerns from any of the neighbors have been submitted.
No, we have not received any.
Well, in that case, if all the paperwork is in order, the the animal inspector has reviewed. Any questions for the applicant from the board?
Not for me.
Manos, any questions for us?
No, not at all. Just keep them safe. And, I have 4 females in the house and, fill my backyard with more females. Be really outnumbered.
That is true. All right, well, in that case, if there was another time, we can do a motion for the applicant. Do we have any motion regarding the new applicant?
I can do it. Regarding the animal permit at 45 Chandler Ave, the board has no concerns and approves the permit.
I'll second that.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any other comments? No questions, comments? Then we'll take a vote. Mona,
Aye.
Stefan,
Aye.
and I also, the permit for 45 Chandler Ave has been approved.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye.
Now, next, 740, we have the lifeguard variance for the town pool.
Sure. So this is the typical lifeguard variance that the town does put forth every year. As you know, the state guidance does allow, only requires actually 16-year-olds to be the lifeguards at the pools. Whirlpool went a step further, and they do require those to be 17 years of age. So the town pools always submit a lifeguard variance every year. Given the circumstance, they're not 100% sure if they'll get all 17-year-olds. So what they like to do is have the variance in place. And what it does is it allows them to have a mixture of 16 and 17-year-olds. Obviously, the variance is requiring that they do have to have at least one 17-year-old on site at all times while the pool is operating.
So we're doing the same one as every year, right?
This is so all pool variances that are granted, it's the pool permits are for 1 year. So they start in May and then they end the following May. So we do require the variance to be granted every year because obviously things could change and it's kind of depend on how their performance is as well. So along the lines of these pools, we haven't had any issues or concerns pertaining to the allowance of 16-year-olds being lifeguards.
Anybody want to make a motion regarding that?
I'll make a motion in regards to the application for variance for the town's pools. The Board of Health at its April 12, 2022 meeting voted to allow certified lifeguard applicants 16 years or older to be hired. However, the board does require at least one lifeguard who is 17 years of age or older to be present at each pool for all shifts.
Well stated. I will second the motion. Any other discussions? Vote, Mona,
Aye.
Stefan?
Aye.
I also. The variance has passed 300. Right, and then next we have some correspondence. Anything that we wanted to, from the site plans case for South Street?
So it was approved. They did note that they took into consideration the Board of Health comments, but our last comments were that we didn't have any comments. So we were okay with that plan.
I did see the attachment for the rain barrels.
Yeah, so this is a program we run every year. Typically, we do have the collection or drop off of the barrels, and those can collect their barrels that are purchased in May. However, given the circumstance, the Great American Rain Barrel are short staffed. So we're actually going to be doing this in July. So people will have a little bit more time to put their order in. It is a discounted rate. Typically, it's about $119 per barrel, and they're getting them for $79. So it's a great program. We do offer it every year. In the likelihood that maybe you miss it, you can order directly through the Great American Rain Barrel. You would have to go to Hyde Park, however, to pick it up. So we will advertise and maybe even do another plug in our Board of Health call over the next month or so, just so people are aware of it. But it's definitely a nice program. They're great people.
Great. And love mass businesses. Good. All right, new business, 2 items. We have reappointment of Board of Health members.
We do. So Carol, she called, and I don't know, maybe she's having difficulty getting on, but Carol has made the decision to re-up her seat on the Board of Health. So she was due to expire in April. So she has signed on, and the select board did appoint her. So she will be a member moving forward. And then we have our 2 associate members, Rachel, who is on the call now, and Brenda, who's not on the call right now. They both have graciously agreed to continue with us for another year. So the associate members are a year term. So they re-up every year as they would like. So
Thank you so much for participating and sticking with us. That's so great to see. Appreciate that. We also have the second new business is reappointment of animal inspectors. Is this the?
This is so we do. We have Henry and Jackie. We do have a collaboration with Norwood. So when John Spillane retired, we did collaborate with Norwood. So Henry and Jackie have been with us for the last year and a half or so. So they graciously agreed to continue on with us. So it's just a formality we have to submit into the state. They fill out the application, and then they get their license for the year. So again, this is something we redo every April. So we're happy to have them on. They've done a great job. And the animal permits are definitely coming in. A lot of people are very much interested in getting chickens lately, which is great.
Yes, well, the price of eggs these days, it's worth it. So, okay, great. Any other business that we can discuss?
So last but not least, I do have Rebecca Reed on the call right now. She is from Rebecca, from the Home for Little Wanderers. So I know at our last meeting in January, Carol had requested that Rebecca grace us with her presence again, just to kind of do an overall kind of update on the school. And Carol was very positive for all the hard work that the school does. I'll quickly say we've had great collaboration with Rebecca. There has been a few COVID cases, which is normal in the schools. We are seeing that all across the board in Walpole. However, the breakdown in communication is not occurring. It's actually very active, and Rebecca reaches out as needed on a regular basis. So the health department has no concerns at this time.
Great to hear. Any questions from anybody else for Rebecca?
Just keep up the good work.
Any questions for us, Rebecca?
No, I don't think so. I'm surprised Melissa didn't mention we only have COVID cases days leading up to this call. It's like the only time. But otherwise, no questions on this end.
Well, we appreciate you keeping everybody informed and keeping us updated. Do we want to have another quarterly meeting, or would it be something where we want to, at this point, call when need be? Does the board have anybody on the board have any feelings one direction or another? We enjoy
Um,
having Rebecca on, but I know she's probably got other things that are pressing, so we don't want to hold her if she has other activities.
Exactly. It seems everything is under control. I don't know, I believe then there is no need for her to keep coming back unless something new comes up.
Very good. Or if there's something that we can help with, remember we'll try to continue that partnership.
I agree.
You'll hear from us because we also want to get chickens. So
Good.
Good.
all right, thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Rebecca. Appreciate you taking the time and keeping everything running smooth. Now that I've jumped around the agenda, apologize. Now I think that is everything on our agenda one way or another. Is there anything else we need to discuss, or we missed?
Just one little notification while I have everyone. So next week, Monday is a holiday, in case, just for your own personal, and then if anyone is viewing in, it's the holidays Monday, so it is 1 day delay for both trash and recycling next week.
Very good. All right. Well, and that's it. Then there's nothing else to discuss. Then we will make a motion to adjourn.
So the next meeting again, the date?
So the next meeting is the 3rd, Tuesday, May 3rd. So in May, we'll go back to the twice a month meeting. So the 1st and the 3rd. So it'll be May 3rd and May 17th. And then June, typically we meet twice. And then in our June meetings, we can decide what everyone would like to do for the summer schedule.
Okay,
Perfect.
that's good.
All right. To make a motion to adjourn,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
and I will second. Mona,
Aye.
Stefan,
Aye.
I also. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it. Good rest of the week. We'll see you
Thank
guys.
you. Have a happy Easter.
Thank you.
You all.
Well.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.